You know that feeling when you're standing at the front of a room full of energetic learners? If you've been there, you absolutely know the fast-paced, totally unpredictable reality of teaching. It is incredibly rewarding, but let's be honest, it can also be completely exhausting if you don't have the right systems in place. So today, in this explainer, we're looking at a comprehensive suite of classroom management templates that are basically designed to be your ultimate stress-reducing tools. We're going to see exactly how these documents work together to help you build not just a strictly managed room, but a thriving, self-sustaining classroom ecosystem. It's literally the question every single educator asks. What is the secret to a classroom where every learner thrives? We've all felt that relatable pain point when things get a bit chaotic, and honestly, it is so tempting to just write up a longer list of strict rules. But the source materials suggest a completely different answer. The secret is treating classroom management not as a disjointed list of do's and don'ts, but as a living, interconnected ecosystem where your routines, expectations, and communication all feed directly into one another. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. Setting clear expectations. 2. Building daily routines. 3. Managing rewards and consequences. And finally, 4. Parent communication made easy. Section 1, Setting Clear Expectations, the foundation of respect and growth. Okay, let's dive into this first building block. A healthy ecosystem needs a rock-solid foundation. And that starts right here with your core classroom rules. Notice how these are all positively framed? Instead of barking out negative commands like don't be mean or no running, they focus on what learners should do, things like give best effort and celebrate each other. The sources point out that these rules work best when you actually co-create them with your learners. Think about it. When students have a voice in defining a community built on respect and growth, you get so much more buy-in. The main takeaway here is to keep the language simple and actionable. Now, to take this a step further, the templates include a formal learner agreement. This takes the theory and grounds it directly in action. By asking students to actually sign this document right alongside their parents, they're explicitly committing to taking responsibility for their choices. It completely shifts the dynamic from a teacher just imposing rules to the learner taking genuine ownership of a positive environment. And this brilliantly illustrates how we move from abstract concepts into concrete reality. The behavior matrix takes a high-level rule, like respect everyone, and breaks it down by specific settings, like during direct instruction or group work. It explicitly visualizes exact expectations by asking, what does this actually look like, sound like, and feel like? It literally removes all the guesswork for the learners. Section 2, Building Daily Classroom Routines. Consistent systems reduce disruptions. Now that our foundation is set, let's look at how consistent systems keep the whole ecosystem flowing. Consistent daily operations help learners feel safe, and honestly, they prevent chaos before it even has a chance to start. Take a look at the entry routine. This isn't just about kids walking through a door. It scaffolds the procedures step by step from the exact moment before the bell even rings to what happens upon arrival, right through those critical first 5 minutes of class. When every single step is mapped out in practice like this, there's absolutely no room for confusion. The exact same logic applies to transitions, which we all know are notoriously tricky moments in any classroom. A transition routine details the specific signal used to get attention, the exact movement steps, the time allowed, and how learners are supposed to settle back down. The documentation emphasizes a really vital point here. These routines absolutely must be explicitly taught and practiced during your first week setup. You can never just assume your learners know how to transition quietly. You have to teach the routine just like you'd teach a math concept. Section 3. Managing rewards and consequences. Nurturing the ecosystem. Just like a garden, a classroom requires logical, fair, and consistent reinforcement to truly flourish. Recognizing positive behavior ensures that it continues. Here we can see 4 distinct types of rewards: points-based, privileges, tangible rewards, and verbal praise. Now, while stickers and points are great, the source materials heavily emphasize that immediate, specific verbal praise tied to effort is incredibly powerful, and it's completely free. Saying something like, I noticed you helped your partner without being asked, highlights the effort rather than just the outcome, and that's what drives deeper intrinsic motivation. But, of course, missteps are gonna happen. That's just part of teaching. When they do, this 7-step consequence ladder provides a clear, highly predictable escalation path. It moves from a simple nonverbal reminder down at step 1, escalating up through warnings and timeouts, all the way to a referral to senior staff at step 7.
So the crucial point is this. You should always begin at step 1 and only escalate if the behavior continues. And super importantly, try your best to reset the ladder each new day to give your learners a fresh start.
The planner also lays out some really firm consequence principles. On the always side, remain calm, give the learner processing time, and make sure you document everything from step 4 upwards. On the never side, never skip steps without a serious documented cause. Never issue group punishments for individual behavior, and absolutely never engage in public power struggles. You must always address the behavior itself and never attack the learner's personal character.
Actually, scratch that. Before we even need consequences, we have universal learner supports. These are warm, proactive strategies implemented for all learners. We're talking about using clear instructions with visuals, allowing movement breaks, providing flexible seating. These supports help accommodate diverse needs and keep learners actively engaged, which for sure often neutralizes behavioral issues before consequences ever even needed.
Section 4. Parent communication made easy. Expanding the ecosystem's borders. This section is all about leveraging strong parent partnerships, which research shows significantly improves learner outcomes. To help with this, the materials include a really handy AI prompt guide. But before you use it, there's a vital disclaimer we have to talk about. It says AI generates drafts, you make the final decision. AI cannot replace empathy, nuance, or your knowledge of the full context. This firmly positions AI as a powerful, time-saving assistant for drafting messages, but never as a replacement for your professional, empathetic judgment as a real human educator. When you do need to contact a parent, the guide provides an exact 5-step procedure to use AI safely and effectively. It's super simple. Choose a scenario, paste the provided prompt into your AI tool, fill in the placeholders with the specific facts of the incident, generate the draft, and then most importantly, personalize the tone and review it before hitting send. This lets you quickly draft tailored, totally professional communications for a whole range of different scenarios. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear distinction regarding where to send these messages. The medium is literally as important as the message. WhatsApp and SMS, fantastic for quick positive updates, reminders, or a very gentle first contact. However, you must strictly avoid WhatsApp for serious, recordable incidents or disciplinary matters. Those absolutely require formal notices via email or an in-person meeting. Whether it's an email or a text message, the guide outlines some absolute best practices. Keep it factual, stick strictly to what you observed. Always be solution-focused, so every message points toward a positive next step. Maintain a calm tone, remember that less is more for a first contact, and document everything. Reaching out early, honestly, and factually prevents small, easily manageable issues from blowing up into massive ones. Section 5. The term reflection, evolving your classroom. As we bring this explainer toward its conclusion, we have one final, crucial step to look at. At the end of every term, the planner challenges you to really ask yourself the hard questions. What classroom management strategies actually worked? What routines need to be revised? Which learners need more support moving into the next term? And what are you going to do differently? By asking yourself these things, you are treating your classroom ecosystem as a living, breathing system that needs constant evaluation and adjustment to thrive. And that brings us right back to our core philosophy. Classroom management is not about control. It's about creating conditions where every learner can thrive. So think about this. When you look around your classroom tomorrow morning, are you just managing a crowd, or are you actually nurturing an ecosystem? The choice is entirely yours.